Hello dear students, in last lecture we have discussed about the work or experiment of John Needham and Lazarus Quarantini. One is in support of spontaneous generation and one is opposite of spontaneous generation. So in that last or previous lecture we have already discussed in the Lazarus Quarantini's experiment, when he sealed the conical flask mouth, he observed that after few hours or few times there is no microbial growth can be occurred. But as he break that particular mouth of that flask, he observed that microbial population can easily grow in that flask, and he said that as the flask containing broth is exposed to the air, and that air contain microorganisms, they are enter into that flask and they are responsible for the growth of microorganisms. In the same way, at that same time, Joseph Priestley also discovered the oxygen which is responsible or helpful for the respiration, and again controversy over spontaneous generation is started. So that again two scientists, that is Swan and Stulz, they are in oppose of spontaneous generation. So to disprove the theory of spontaneation, both of them set up a two separate set of experiment. In one, he used to pass a air, that is either contain microorganisms or not, or to disprove or prove whether air contain microorganisms or not. So he passed the air by red hot tube, and in other experiment he used the bottom plug, or he passed the air to a strong acid, that is hydrochloric acid or KOH solution. So whether it avoid the entry of microorganisms or not, here they proved that, and that's why it is again in opposite of spontaneous generation. So we will discussing here. Swan passed air in a flask through red hot tube. So here in this diagram we can see that it is nothing but a flask containing a broth, which is mutton broth, and it is sealed at the top of that, or the mouth of that cork is sealed. And here one tube is used to pass the air. But before passing the air is passing through a red hot tube which is heated by the burner. So the tube is continuously heated, and air which is entering into the flask which is free from all kind of microorganisms, and it is completely heating tube. So the microorganisms which are present in the tube, they are trapped or killed by that flame, and sterile air can be passed into the flask. And he observed that no microbial population can be occur in that flask. In another experiment, in Stulz, he passed the air into the flask through a acid, that is hydrochloric acid. So either that we can normally use acid for the killing of microorganisms. In that same way, he passed the air through that acid, and he also observed that microbial population could not grow in the flask. So here, red hot tube through a strong chemical like hydrochloric acid and KOH, and one flask untreated, that is air is passed through air is passed into a flask which is through a third flask which contain a broth, and air is passed without any treatment like hydrochloric acid or red hot tube. So normal air is passed into that flask. So he observed that microbes were appeared in the flask in which untreated air is entered. So we have set up a three experiment. In one flask we have passed the air through a red hot tube. In another experiment they passed the air through a strong acidic substances like acid, hydrochloric acid or KOH, and in third flask they passed untreated air. As present in the air, they passed the air. They observed that after some time, in the flask which is containing or untreated air is passes, that flask shows the microbial population. That means in third. So that while microbes did not appear in flask in which treated air allowed to enter. So in the last experiment in Lazarus Quarantini, where he observed that similar finding, that when we break the seal of that conical flask and exposed to the air, microbial population is observed in that flask. In similar way, if the microorganisms are present in the air and that air is entered into the flask, which is responsible for the microbial population. That's why something is present in the air which is responsible for the microbial growth in the conical, we can say in mutton broth. So that's why there is something which are responsible for the microbial growth, and they are living things. So from non-living things, living things could not be produced. Here they are, in that way they oppose the theory of spontaneous generation. Again, Schroeder and Dust, they oppose the spontaneous generation, and they again set up another experiment. In this, they pass the air through a sterile cotton into the flask containing heated medium, and in another flask air is not passed to the cotton. Similar way, in this red hot tube was used in hydrochloric acid or strong agent was used. In another experiment, Schroeder and Dust, he set up another experiment. In that, similar broth was taken in a conical flask, and the air is passed through a sterile cotton. So what happens, as air enter into the flask through that cotton, the suspended particle including microorganisms, they get trapped at the cotton, and all kind of free from all kind of microorganisms air enter into the flask, and he observed that there is no growth of any kind of microbes can carry out in that flask, and that flask remain sterile or without any type of microbial growth. So he said that all the microbes or dust particles which are present or which carry the microbe present in the air, they are trapped at that sterile cotton, and that's why that flask remains sterile. So here again in opposite of spontaneous generation. Now again one of the contributors, that is Louis Pasteur, he set up another experiment, and he found that he ended completely the theory of spontaneous generation. And for that he again set up another experiment we have to discuss completely the idea of spontaneous generation by demonstrating the presence of bacteria in cotton wool used for the filtration. In last experiment we have DOS experiment, we have seen he passed the air through a sterile cotton, and for that Louis Pasteur used that cotton and placed that cotton onto a sterile nutrient water medium, and he observed that microbial growth is observed on the plate. So if I say that microbes which are present in the air, they are get trapped on the cotton, sterile cotton, and as medium or the nutrition is made available for the growth of that microorganism, they are showing their growth on a nutrient water medium. He added a piece of cotton used for the filtration to the sterile meat block. Soon microorganisms appear. He observed microorganisms are easily grow on the medium as it contains microbes which are trapped from the air. Thus confirm how microbes gain access and how their entry could be prevented. So here they found that microorganisms are present in the air, and we could not easily block the entry of air. But by means of that cotton, we can block the entry of microbes, and from that we use normally cotton plug for your microbiological practicals, for the conical flask or for the tubes. So we can prevent the entry of microorganisms which are present in the environment into the your sterile medium. So from there we can normally use cotton plug for your laboratory practicals. Another experiment which was said by the Louis Pasteur we have to discuss, and from that the spontaneous generation theory is completely disproved. Swan neck experiment we can say normally. Pasteur completely ended the controversy over spontaneous generation by using a swan neck tube. For his finding, he prepared another set of experiments. Untreated, unfiltered air is allowed to pass through swan neck tube in flask containing heated nutrient broth, and no growth is observed because of the length and bent of the flask necks. Microorganisms present in the air couldn't reach to the nutrient broth in the flask. So it is a swan neck tube experiment given by the Louis Pasteur. Here in the diagram you can see it is nothing but a flask containing the broth. He heated that particular broth, and at the mouth of that flask he set a swan neck like tube. Like you can say these are swan neck tube experiment, and it is neck like that of swan. Okay. So after and from that entry of that flask, untreated and free air which is present in the environment is allowed to untreated and unfiltered without any use of cotton plug and any use of heating. We allowed to air to pass into the flask. what happened? He observed that there is no form of any kind of growth. Because of what? As the air is passing through that sonic tube, due to the force of gravity, all the suspended particles which are present in the air, they get trapped at that particular position. If remaining are if some particles are remain in the air, they are again trapped up to this, again this, and when air reaches to that particular nutrient medium, that air is again free from all kind of microorganisms. That's why the broth remains as it is. After that, he break the neck of that swan and allow the air to directly enter into the flask. What happened? He observed that after some time, the microbial growth can be observed into that flask as air contains suspended particles and also microorganisms, and if they are entered directly into the flask, they can microorganisms easily get the nutrition and will multiply in that particular medium, and your broth becomes dirty. So by this finding, Louis Pasteur completely disproved the theory of spontaneous generation, and he said that, or he proved that, for the growth of living system or for the growth of any kinds of maggots or worms, there is a living things which are responsible for that, as they are present in the air everywhere, and they are nothing but a microorganisms. After theory of Louis Pasteur again, or for his contribution, French Academy awarded him prize for his contribution to disprove the theory of spontaneous generation. After that time, John Tyndall is again another scientist. He again set up another experiment. He was an English physicist, John Tyndall. He dealt with the final blow on the spontaneous generation by demonstrating that dust indeed carry germs, and if dust was absent, broth remains sterile even if we can expose that medium directly into the air. It is nothing but a final experiment or final proof given by the John Tyndall, and he said that dust surely contains microorganisms. As we can enter the dust particle into nutrient medium, we can easily allow the growth of microorganisms into pure nutrient broth. But if we avoid the entry of that dust, or we make an environment which is free from all kind of dust, we can remain your broth as it is, as we directly expose to the air. For that, he exposed another set of experiment. The diagram you can see in the diagram. So in the device and equipment in which air vent are used, here it is nothing but in the diagram we can see these are nothing but the air vent. Air is allowed to pass through that equipment, and side window are coated with the glycerol, and which are responsible to trap the dust particle. So here the tube which are set at that particular equipment, we can say they are containing the nutrient medium, and he allow the air to pass through that vent. But when air enter into the vent, they are coated with the glycerol, and all the dust particles which are present in the air, they get trapped onto that glycerol or sticky medium, so that air entering into that chamber, it is free from all kind of dust particles. That's why your broth remains sterile. So here completely the theory of spontaneous generation is disproved, and for the growth of microorganism, the dust particle or microorganism present in the environment are responsible, and hence spontaneous generation theory is completely disproved. Tyndall provided evidence for the existence of exceptionally heat resistant forms of bacteria. From here also the another discovery was carried out, that is nothing but a presence of or formation of heat resistant spores which are produced by the microorganism, or we can see bacteria, which are heat resistant and form in a adverse condition to survive in that particular environment. So these are nothing but a different contribution of different scientists in the field of microbiology into disprove the theory of spontaneous generation. Next lecture we will discuss about the different aspects of microbiology.